Welcome to the Wellness Pulse with Monica Stevens. From CPR to self care, staying in rhythm with your well being. Thanks for tuning in. So, I've got Miss Melody Naroleski here with us today. Melody, how are you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a long day, but a good day. So, I'm doing good. And I'm so glad that we were able to chit chat and connect today.
Me
So,
too.
here for the Wellness Pulse, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 57. I have one son, uh, a spouse, basically. We've been together 23 years, three cats. I live in the suburbs of Philadelphia. I work in home care, and I love the 80s. That's about it. And the birds. Go birds.
All right, birds. I'm sorry, is that a sports team or do you mean birds in general?
No, Eagles. Go birds. We always
Oh,
say that for
the
Philly.
Philadelphia Eagles, go birds.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I'm with it. All right, cool, cool. See, I'm learning so much in all different realms. Um, so wait a minute. Are you close to Philly, you said?
Yeah, I'm outside of Philly. I'm about a half hour.
Oh, do you have a favorite place to get a Philly cheesesteak?
Um, actually, I get one at Luigi's around the corner from my own house, so it's a suburban cheesesteak.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, we went to Philadelphia, and so I guess we were down by the stadium, and I think you guys have like two competing places, and
oh,
so
yeah, Geno's and Pat's, yeah.
right, and so I had to get one, but, being from Ohio, I actually had to drive to Philadelphia to find out that a traditional Philly cheesesteak, is usually made with whiz,
Yeah,
and, back home, what we call Philly cheesesteak, it's, like, usually, like, either provolone, white American, mushrooms, onions, pepper, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit
yeah,
different. So I'm glad to say that I actually had a
Philly
Philadelphia
cheesesteak
yeah, Philly cheesesteak in Philly, so
and soft pretzels, you can't beat those.
oh, brotherly love, I guess that whole thing,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got it. All right, next time I'm in there, I'm into those now, so that'll be good. I got you guys probably have some good cheese too.
exactly, exactly.
Okay, well, Ms. Melody, we're here with the Wellness Pulse wanting to
Mhm.
make sure that we encourage people to value and recognize the importance of learning CPR. So, Melody, you are a survivor of a sudden cardiac situation, correct?
Correct, yes, almost 3 years ago.
3 years. Okay, thank God. I'm so glad that you're here to
Me too.
share this and then help me encourage people and I'm helping what I mean we're
Yeah.
helping. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that, tell us some background, whatever you feel I need to know.
Well, I was at work in the city, and it was just a normal, I believe it was a Wednesday. I'm not sure. It could have been a Tuesday. My memory is a little foggy about that. We had just ordered lunch, and my friend was coming back from a home assessment, and we were sitting there talking about, I think it was this movie on Netflix, Bird Box or something like that. And the next thing I know, I wake up, um, 2.5 days later in Jefferson, and, the first words were, she's like, "Do you know where you're at?" And I woke up and I'm like, "I have no idea." And she's like, You had a cardiac arrest." And it was, like, 2 days later. I didn't get the details until, like, it was a little while before people would even, like, tell me what actually happened. Um my best friend was there, he saw it, he's still traumatized by it. They said that he he said, he goes, "Are you joking?" He thought I was joking about something, and he
Hmm.
was just like, "You weren't responding, you were turned all different colors." They threw my desk to the side, they had the receptionist, thank God we had a CNA school upstairs, and the registered nurses teach it. So they ran upstairs to get, I'll say her name, Miss Teal. She's like, she's probably like in her late 70s. She's a registered nurse. She
Hmm.
helps guide young minds. She's a phenomenal woman. She came down with her class and they started CPR on me before the EMTs even got there. And this little angel of a woman and her class, they saved my life. If it wasn't for them, I don't know what would have happened, because they say if CPR isn't administered within so many minutes, the possibility of brain damage or any kind of increases. And the likelihood of surviving a SCA is slim anyway. But I was extremely fortunate to have them there. She saved my life. Um, and they had done like they were still picking up, like, I was told I had, I think, 3 or 4 epinephrines. I was brought back like 2 or 3 times. And they had to, my friend jokes, they had to put me in a cold state to stabilize everything. And he told I have a 19-year-old son. He told my 17-year-old at that time, I liked your mom better in the cold state. I go, how dare you say that to him? I know he was just joking, but he jokes because he was so very emotional about it. And they were still picking up like needles, and not needles, like caps in the office from when, because they destroyed the office to get me in and out of the and we were on the 3rd floor. And I went to Jefferson Hospital in the city. I was there for about 17 days. They they found they did a catheterization. They found no blockages in my heart. They said I had a very healthy heart. It was just an arrhythmia that just they don't know what caused it. They ended up I have installing, like I'm a car part, a defibrillator. So I got that like about a week before I was discharged. They also discovered I had sleep apnea. So I was uh put on a CPAP machine with oxygen, and discharged about 17 days later. The first doctor had wanted to discharge me without anything, like within 3 days he wanted to discharge me, but luckily there was a change in doctors, and he's like, "There's got to be a reason for this, something had to happen," and then that's when they decided on the defibrillator.
Trained to know CPR because of you being in the home care business?
The registered nurse upstairs was, and her class wasn't, but she
Mm,
taught them what to do. Like
right.
she took control of the whole situation and just kept things going. And she's this tiny little frail woman. But she is what I call my guardian angel. Um, yeah, her whole class there saw it. And it's like, it was just, I, I would, if this would have happened in my other job, I think I would be dead.
Mhm.
Only because I had a private office in my other office. No one would have saw me.
Right.
But everything happens for a reason. Not that I would wish this on anyone, but I'm lucky to be here. So,
Amen. Amen. Amen.
yeah, I was intubated, of course. And I woke up in a fog. I remember for the first time, and I remember people being there. Like I remember seeing shadows of people. But then I remember them saying, we have to stabilize her. And so for some reason, I think they intubated me. They had taken it out and then intubated me again. I'm not real clear about that, but I know I didn't want to go back like sedated again. I
Hmm.
remember that, but they had to do it anyway.
Pretty much back to your normal life. You were talking about being at work today and those type of things.
Yeah, I went back to work. Probably my cat's right here.
Hi.
Say hi, gnomes.
I know.
Um, I went back to work about it happened January 23rd, and I went back to work March 1st.
Okay. All right.
I went back to work probably 3 days in the office, 2 days at home.
Hmm.
And it's been fairly normal since then. I see the cardiologist for my defibrillator. I was seeing them every 6 months to start. Now I'm once a year. I see my sleep doctor once a year for like follow up and check everything out. But yeah, I follow up with what I should. Defibrillator, every report has been fine with that. Um, So just trying to do my part right now with that, you know. It stinks setting off metal detectors, but what can you do?
I
I
set them off too. And I don't even have an ICD, so what we gonna do? We're just gonna set them off, you know?
That's exactly it. That's
And
exact
so, in fact, I go through security pretty regularly, and I really don't know what's setting it off. I set it off, they still let me in the building. So I don't know if it's an underwire, if it's some dental work.
Right.
They never asked me to take off like any jewelry, so we're just gonna be setting these things off.
Such is life. Such is life.
Such is life. So, although you told this testimony, so of course we know why CPR is important and why it's important for people to learn CPR. But if you had to tell viewers and readers why it is important to learn CPR, what would you say?
I believe it's important to learn CPR because you can save someone's life. Just never know when it's going to come in handy. And it saved my life, quite honestly.
Amen to that. So I thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today. Is there anything you want to add? Anything else you want to share?
No, I'm just glad I could share my story. I don't really talk about it that much. It took me a little while before I even posted about it. Only my close friends and family knew about it. My son didn't tell anyone that it happened. So, it's I think it's important to get it out there and to show how important CPR is. You know what I mean?
Understand, but I said
Yes.
nobody tells you about the emotional aspect or how much, you know, how emotional you're going to be, or,
It's
I
so
remember, you know what I
true.
mean?
You
I can
feel
know.
like you're the only one. Like for the first couple weeks or months after, every little pain is this it again? Is
Mhm.
I was very fearful, and that's why I'm glad I found that support group on Facebook, because it made me feel like, what, I'm not the only one that went through this and knows how I feel. I can just put anything I'm feeling out there, and I'll get, like, I felt that way too. That's normal for now. Just go with it. Just be glad, just total support, which is what I needed, because unless you've been through it, you really don't understand it.
Right. I mean, like you said, if you're not supporting someone in it or trying to make yourself available, you don't even know, you just don't even know what people are going through. But I'm
Right.
thankful that we have CPR to, turn it around like this so people
Right.
can be telling these recovery stories.
Exactly. Give people that second chance.
Definitely. So
Mhm.
thank you so much for just being you and for helping me with this project.
Sure, no problem. Thank you for letting me share my story.
It's my pleasure. Thanks again for listening. If you or anyone you know needs to learn CPR, first aid, or a life saving skill, please contact People's Choice CPR and Safety. From CPR to self care, the Wellness Pulse is staying in rhythm with your well being. I'm Monica Stevens. Take care.